Oh my God. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Power Hour. The host, PoWWarPig. This is episode 8 of season 2. And tonight, we have SykoPlayz. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Is everybody here? Can you guys hear everything good? Can you hear Syko nice and crispy?
Sorry, 'cause it looks like I'm looking away from you, and I don't like it.
Uh-oh.
Let me look over here just to make myself happier.
It's like almost high five.
I'm picky about that stuff, man. I got to be looking like at least the same way. I won't be looking the opposite way. That's just rude. All right. I'm ready.
All right. Syko says he's ready. I'm ready if you guys are ready. So, I was in Syko's stream and I heard him speaking about some stuff in the history and how things have come to be for him in his streaming. And it was really awesome. It gave me some insight, some perspective, and I felt the energy in his chat room with the love and support. I feel Syko is a prime example of what entertainment and streaming could and should be, along with just being an awesome human to others who show kindness. But I will say to the trolls, GTFO, don't mistake his kindness for weakness. So I've seen it go down. It's not fun. So make sure you welcome this man in proper tonight for me. And I will start by saying thank you for joining us, Syko. Greatly appreciate the opportunity and chance to sit down and just chit chat, talk.
Thank you for having me, man. I'm excited.
Can never tell that deep voice. What we'll kick it off. Just like what started the whole Syko character?
Hey, Cherry.
Persona?
What up, Cherry? Hey, Cherry. Hey, Cherry. Cherry, is that you? Hey, Cherry. What's up, dude? Sorry, go ahead. I had to.
Oh, my God. He loves your cookies, by the way.
I love your cookies, bro. Can't wait to get some more.
What made you go, this is who I want to be? This is, here I am, this change.
What made me turn into Syko in the asylum? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Well, it was actually a dream I had, because I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for 8 years in total. And 7 years ago, I was just straight up, I was scrolling through. I was just at my last leg, right? I'm just like, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm a nobody, and nobody gives a crap, and what I'm doing just feels pointless. And I was like, I got to figure out something. So what are these people doing that I'm not doing? So what I decided to do was, let me look through all these. Let me go to Arcanaut. Let me go to Jared. Let me go to all these people let me go to Cabby. Let me look at these people that are dominating the scene. What are they doing that I'm not doing? So I start scrolling through. And the one thing I noticed is scrolling through, nothing special. Plain and simple. I saw nothing. I was trying to, who can I click on to see what they're doing? And as I scrolled, every single thumbnail looked exactly the same. It was a gameplay with someone sitting in the corner. Gameplay, someone sitting in this corner. Gameplay, somebody in a little frame in this corner. And I was like, shit, I can't tell what makes, nobody clicks on my channel because I look like these channels. And they've already made a name for themselves. So what I started thinking of, I need to do something special. I need to make it to where when someone's scrolling through the feed, they're either going to say, this looks dope. What is this? They're going to say, this dude's a weirdo. Let's see what he's about.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to say, what is this guy doing? I'm curious. So either way, hate me or like me, you clicked on me because you were curious. Why does this guy look like this? So they join in and they either think it's dope or they hate it. But what made me just come up with the idea was just a dream I had. I told the wife, I was like, listen, Miss Syko, I had a dream that we were in an asylum because my name's been Syko since I was 14. And it just fits for me to be in an asylum. And we can call my community the asylum, and we can, and I picture me with like clown makeup on, and see in my dream, I look like a straight up like scary clown, red makeup, the hair, everything, just a creepy clown. And I spent months coming up with different faces. Like I legit sat in the mirror and painted my face multiple different ways. I spent money on a lot of makeup, different wigs, different outfits. I just got a box of them back there. And I finally found a couple that I was like, yo, this looks sick. But then I started thinking, am I going to do this every single day? Every day I wake up to stream, am I going to spend an hour putting this crap on my face? No. I'm too damn lazy, and I know I'm too lazy. I mean, it's just the truth. I know who I am, and I'm too lazy to do that. So that's when we came up with a mask. I looked at half mask for the top. I looked up full mask, but they would cover my mouth and you couldn't hear me well. I looked up all kinds of stuff, and then my mom actually came up with this. She created this. She made this herself. This is handmade. My mom made this and said, what about this? And then I was like, yo, we should put a smile on there. That'd be cool. I never thought of it as creepy. I just thought of it as cool. It's a smile. And then I love the crow. Crow's my favorite movie. So I decided to do the little crow things. And then that was it. And that's how the whole thing started. It started with a dream that I either it was going to work or it wasn't going to work. And a year later, 30,000 plus followers later, it worked better than I ever imagined it would work.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And like all the different like things you went to think through just to get to that point is, not a lot of people put that kind of thought process into things. So, I mean, even that in itself is work, It
was a lot of work. It was a lot. I mean, but I was either, this was very important to me, and it was either this was going to work or I was quitting. Like if this didn't work, that was my last shot. And so it was my last shot. So I went big.
Yeah. So, I mean, like doing a character is definitely, because you got to cover a lot of different things. Like it's because it's got to encompass everything. So it's like, it's not just like turning the stream on and doing it. It's every little facet of every bit of the brand. It's not you, it's Syko. So
yeah, everything. Even my social media. Like I tried to be like, even on Twitter, I tried to be myself, like my real life self. And my manager told me, don't do that. You need to be Syko. Even on your social media, you're Syko. People know you as Syko, so you need to always be Syko. So that's, and then ever since I started doing that, even my Twitter just blew up. Like everything just, the Syko is just, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but he works. He does something crazy. It's pretty crazy.
It's good. It's, like for people who are learning and coming into streaming, maybe some of them are thinking about doing a persona or a character. And do you have any like tips or do's and don'ts for them? Because I'm sure you've had your fair shake over the last like 2 years of everything.
Yeah. I mean, I probably on the daily, I get messages from people asking me permission. I get it on the daily. Syko, is it okay if I rock a mask? And is it okay if I do this? And I'm like, bro, you do what you want. I'm not the owner or probably even the creator of a mask. I'm sure people did it before me. Have I seen them do it? No. But I mean, there's too many streamers out there. I'm not that creative. So I'm sure it's been done before. So I don't own being the mask character. I might own it on, I would say I do on Mixer just because I've been here for so long. But overall, no, I don't own it. All I would ask you, though, if you do decide to do the mask and do this or that, come up with your own freaking idea. Like, stop putting on a half mask and painting your face and do it. Literally every person that has asked me permission just turned into my stream. Same colors, same concept, almost the exact same mask. Like, I'm just like, look, when you asked permission, I didn't know you were like gonna change your name to Psycho something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing you're missing is changing your name to Psycho something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't mind. I didn't mind at first. I'm not gonna lie, but after a while, seeing multiple people starting to do it, and I don't care if they do mask, and I don't care if I don't care, but do your own. Okay, for example, there's a guy that streams named Mephisito. He's one of my supporters. His name. He asked me permission as well. Bro, is it okay if I use a mask? And I said, sure, I don't care. And his mask is a devil mask, but it's the top section. It's not even the bottom. It's completely, it's nothing like mine whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that. Like, I'm like, you see, you're doing a mask. You came up with your own thing. Hell yeah, good for you. Don't get lazy and just say, shit, Psycho wears a half mask. I can do that. Just because it looks different than mine. I mean, because all that's going to do for you is make people go, what are you trying to be, SykoPlayz? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want people coming in always bringing up my name. Like, SykoPlayz this, SykoPlayz that. Because in the long run, that's going to make you, who you supported me to begin with, you're going to resent me. Because everybody's going to come in and start saying my name in your chat. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. It's just like,
no, it's the truth of it.
Be creative, man. Be creative.
Be creative.
Yes.
Don't live in someone else's shadow. You know, if you want to make it in this or do anything, you have to be doing your own path. You can't walk on someone else's path and expect to have the same success. It's just not going to work.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's true.
So I'm sure you've got to plan a lot of things out, like almost on a daily. I'm pretty sure we were talking, it's, you know, you were working all day today.
Yeah.
Has it ever been overwhelming on the amount of work to make sure everything is custom, or is that part of the fun and enjoyment of the work for you?
It's very overwhelming. I love it. It's a hell of a lot of fun because I love people's reactions. The only bad thing about it, I would say, for example, our Christmas stream. I don't know if you saw our Christmas stream, but we spent months on it. And we recorded footage. We actually made, at the beginning of it, it's actually like a movie sketch of Santa Claus. And this is a live film of Santa Claus coming into a house and unloading Christmas presents into the house. And then all of a sudden he hears something. So he looks around and the lights flicker, and then he kind of ignores it. So he starts putting Christmas presents down again. And then he hears me laugh here in the background. And he looks back. And then when he turns back around, there's Psycho. And Psycho puts a mask on his face and then wraps him up with Christmas lights and takes all of his toys. And then through the whole show, Santa Claus is actually behind me in a chair tied up trying to escape. The whole show, he's back there moving. And I took his toys and I gave them away to my audience. Good Lord, how many gifts did we give away, guys? I don't remember. A lot of gifts. So many. It awesome. Took hours and hours, bro. I mean, we gave away 30 or 40 gifts. And I'm not talking about little gifts. I'm talking about Scuff controllers, G Fuel, hats, shirt. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And it was so fun to make that. It was so fun. But then you realize you spent 3 months making something super, super dope that no one's ever seen before. And you played it one stream. And that's it. Never gets played again. It's gone. Gone forever. Never gets seen again. And just like when we transitioned from the old stream, the retro stream, to the Asylum, gone. I worked 3 months on that as well. Gone. Nothing. You can't even see it again. And we got more stuff coming up here very, very soon that we've been working very hard on. And it's going to, you know what I'm saying? It's going to show one time. And we're going to spend months on this one thing, and then it's gone. Because, like, for some people, they might have cool new backgrounds and overlays and new alerts, you know, and those stay for a long time, which is great. But the things that we do, the things I do in my stream, I do presentations. I do like video clips and movies, and I make sketches. And those sketches take a lot of time and a lot of effort and money. I don't, they're not free. I have to pay for some of them. And we show it one time, and that's it. It's gone. But it's worth it. I mean, it's so cool. It's so fun to make. I love the people's reactions when they're like, bro, like, especially people like for my birthday last year. It looks like I start up my stream like normal, and I'm wearing normal Syko clothes, the black suit. And I'm thanking people for my birthday, and then I go, and this is on YouTube as well. I go, I think it's time for a change. And all of a sudden, I like snap my fingers, and these flames come up, and all of a sudden, my whole outfit's been changed to white, like literally live, like a freaking magic show. And people are like, dude, that's so, and it's super easy to do if you know how, but it messes with people's minds, man. It's simple tricks that just, like, for most people, they're like, I get it. I get how you did that. But for some people, they're like, how the hell did he just do that? Is he not live? You know what I'm saying? It messes. And it's freaking hella fun.
Yeah. It is. I love the uniqueness of it, I think, is what causes that kind of like that wow factor. It makes people talk. It's the excitement. It's because you never know. You don't know what's going to happen in Syko stream, or anybody that is putting that kind of work in. You never know what to expect. And I think people like that because we're so used to just having the little guy sitting in the corner playing a game, and you get that kind of that wow factor. People are just like, they'll talk about it. Maybe it won't be shown again, or it will be in a different way, but they'll always remember it. The people that were there, it's special to them because they were part of it.
Yeah. And the thing about me saying the people sitting in the corner and they all look the same, I don't mean that. Probably, see, with my voice and how I speak, it comes off a little bit different than I may mean. I'm not trashing those channels at all. They're great channels, right? I mean, God sits there in one corner the entire stream. He doesn't change scenes ever. He sits there the entire stream for like 1,000 people. But he's a badass. Like I watch him. I sit there and watch him on most mornings. He's a badass gamer. He's good at what he does. He's amazing. Jared FPS, fantastic at what he does. Arcanaut does a bunch of shows. He does a lot of stuff. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not dissing on those people that just sit there because they're great at what they do. For me, I'm not great at that. I'm not good at that. So I have to be showy. I have to be over dramatic, pretty much. I have to go a little bit extra. So it takes a lot more time every day to get dressed and make stuff and come up with new things constantly. And the hardest thing of it, it's not hard to make, it's hard to come up with. Like, I'm like, man, I'm getting bored. I need to do something different. And I'll go to Miss Syko. You got any ideas? I'll be like, just ask my mom, you got any ideas? What can I do? You got anything I can do? Because I'm running out of ideas. Because a lot of people, like, say, Dr. Disrespect, he has an entire team that helps him come up with these ideas. He don't do all that. He has a whole team that makes this stuff, and all he has to do is do it. I don't have that yet. I'm not that big yet. So as of right now, it's me and the lead of my creative team, Johnny. It's just me and him coming up with doing everything, doing it all. And it's a lot of freaking. I'm just glad I got him now. I didn't have him before. So I'm just thankful that I got at least somebody that can kind of help me take a little bit of stress off, because it's freaking hella stressful for sure.
Everybody needs somebody sometimes.
Sometimes, exactly.
So you had a tweet today, and a question was proposed about when installing a window near an archway, the do's and don'ts of this situation.
Okay, look, guys, if you haven't seen my tweet, you got to go look at that stupid ass window. It's a house that I see every day, taking my kids to school. And what makes me mad is the people messaging me going, I don't see it. And I'm like, how do you not see it? Just look. Take a second and look. It's impossible not to see. So whenever you install a window, If you can't measure or if you can't use a level, hire someone else to do it. Because I ain't paying for you to put a window to the side of an archway. I'll refuse. I'll burn the whole house down and make you start over. Free. Don't do it.
Yeah, man, and we were talking about what probably the house looks like on the inside after seeing that. And it's just,
oh, I want to just knock on their door and be like, excuse me. I mean, what's so bad? If it was on the back of the house, that's a whole nother subject. It's not a big deal. But it's literally on the side of the road. That it's the only side of the house you can see. And that's all you see. I'm like, you couldn't have done that somewhere else, like on the other side. You had to do it right on the side. It's freaking annoying, man.
Chat's having a good time with this window.
Yeah, everybody's mad about it, man. Not just me.
I mean, it's, each their own, but the little anxiety things, when corners aren't nice and perfect. And
yeah, but that's not even an OCD or anxiety thing. That's just a flat out wrong. It's just wrong. Wrong. I mean, that has, you paid for that. And they probably paid a hell of a lot of money for it too. Dude, I'd be so mad. Like, there's no way that I could live with it. Like, it's that bad. I would lose my freaking mind.
I think that's your next idea right there. I think Syko knocks on door and says, fix it. Or why? Just ask why.
Fix your window. Why? Yeah, that would go over well. I would get tased and then shot in the face is what's going to happen. That's not a good idea. Mommy, there's some weird clown at my front door. No, that's not going to go.
Bring a pizza with you. Maybe you can play it off. Syko pizza?
True. Yeah. That's my next job when streaming doesn't work out. Syko pizza. That's a good one. Miss Syko, write it down.
Syko pizza.
Good stuff.
Hey, it's a round pizza in a square box. I mean, this goes right along with that window.
Oh my God. See, that's the thing. I would end up making square pizzas for or I would make round boxes. Yeah, that's a good idea. Round boxes different. With and pineapple. If you put pineapple on your pizza, I make you pay double. Oh, exactly.
Double. So, you recently made an appearance at PAX South. How was that experience for you?
It was fantastic. That was my first PAX. That was my first flight. That was my first time being in Texas. My first time. Everything was my first time going out in public as Syko, and it was absolutely insane. Like, when you sit here in your little bitty dormitory, your little section of the world, all by yourself in South Carolina, lonely in your little tiny house, nobody ever sees you, and you go outside as normal you, not dressed up as Syko, so nobody knows who the hell you are. You're just walking around, taking your kids to school, going to Walmart, never getting noticed. Nobody gives a shit. And then you go to PAX, where everybody's there to see content creators. And when I say I was taking pictures as soon as I got to the airport dressed as myself, as Shannon, people were taking photos with me in the airport before I even got to Texas. It was crazy. I was taking pictures at restaurants, at malls. Just everywhere, man. People were stopping me. You could hear them saying, yo, is that SykoPlayz? Everywhere. And then when I got to the convention, man, I couldn't do anything. For 3 days in a row, I stood in one spot, and that's all. I couldn't do anything else. I didn't get to see anything. I didn't get to walk around and look at all the stuff. I didn't get to do any of that stuff. I stood there in one spot and just had lines of people wanting to meet me and take photos. And it was a very humbling feeling, man. I don't understand it because, I'm me, so I don't get it. But for them, man, some people cried when they saw me. I had a few people cry. I had a few people that were shaking and nervous to speak to me. I don't understand why, but it was so cool. It made me, I wouldn't say it made me feel famous. It made me feel special. It made me feel loved. And it was a really, really cool feeling. And I absolutely can't wait to go to my next one. I'm very excited about it.
It definitely can give a sense, it gives you that reality check of you are important to other people. And I think content creators or streamers, entertainers, anybody that's doing anything that has a reach to an audience of people, whether you have one viewer, whether you have 100 viewers, it doesn't matter. Like if you are reaching these people, you have the chance and the ability to impact their lives. So that's something to always consider doing these things.
That's true. Yeah.
So these events are usually really good to give that kind of like reality check. Like you start meeting people and they're like so excited to meet you. You're like, I'm just, hey, what's up? I'm just happy to say hi to people. So like I can get it.
I was shocked that I was like, man, and I had like I was nervous because, like most people, I deal with anxiety. I have to take medication every day. So I was, I was nervous about the flight, and then I was nervous about going to Texas. I was nervous about going to PAX, but the one thing I was nervous about the most was walking in there in my suit and tie and my mask and makeup for 3 days and nobody even know who the hell I was. It had me so nervous, like nobody's going to know me. Nobody knows me. And everybody's like, yeah, people know you. People know you. Yeah, people know me on internet, like people that are in the chat sitting in their bedroom just like I am. Like they just, but people are going to these conventions. They're not going to know me. Oh, man, was I wrong. I was so wrong. And it was so cool. I met Kay, and I've known Kay for years. And I finally got to meet her and her beautiful girlfriend. And then I met Cherry, that big son of a bitch. And like, I met some really, and he had really cookies too. They were so good. And I told Cherry, next time, if I can't go to an event and he can go, I'm just going to send him all my outfit stuff and let him go as me. Because he's way bigger than I am. Oh, and I met Marine veteran. Speaking of, can I show something real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
This is your show,
I
man.
show this off as much as I can. I show it off because speaking of PAX, this is something that someone gave me at PAX, a Marine veteran and his entire family, his wife and his 3 kids. I think there was 3. There might have been 4. They were holding some 4. Yeah, they had some in their hands. They had some walking around. They were everywhere. These little kids everywhere, right? He gave me, I was in the middle of doing an interview with Sheriff, matter of fact. We were talking about Sheriff earlier. Mm-hmm. I was in an interview with him. And as I'm sitting there, it was the sweetest thing, man. And as I was sitting there doing this interview, I heard, I can't do it like they did, but I heard, SykoPlayz? Just real sweet little SykoPlayz. And I turned around and there's this little child, this little baby human right behind me, tapping me on my shoulder, saying my name. And I said, sorry, Sheriff, I got to cut this. He said, no, man, you go ahead, because Sheriff's cool. He's like, you just go do what you do. I turn around, there's this entire family here to see me, bro. They came to see me, a whole family. They gave me this, which is, it's burnt in there. This is a wood burn plate. SykoPlayz, welcome to the asylum. Yeah, this is all burnt in. It's so dope. And then the back of it says, SykoPlayz, please keep that smile on your face. Continue to show that we don't suffer from insanity. And always keep doing what you do. Never stop. Never quit. Always stay positive. Not only did he make me this, but he gave me these things that I keep next to me. I always keep them beside me. These freaking military medals. Like legit 100% military. Any little fake things you get from the store. It's legit metal. He gave me this one, and he also gave me this one. I love it. This one's so dope. It feels so cool. It's so smooth. Got like resin or something on it. He had these like taped to the back, and he didn't have to give me these. And the reason I love this one so much is because this is the World War II where they're putting up the flag. And what's so cool about this one is my grandfather was the one protecting these guys during this war right here, and he got shot. He survived, but he was surrounding these dudes during this moment. And I would have loved to show him this, and it would have been really cool to get to show him this. So I'm very 2 challenge coins from my personal collection. Well, that's cool, bro. It just,
that's awesome.
but you don't think about stuff. Like I'm going to this event, nobody's going to know me. And then a whole family shows up to see me and brings me this stuff. And it just really kind of, it makes you want to go back home and create better stuff. It makes you just want to keep doing it. It opens up the floodgate of creativity. And I'm like, shit, what can I make next?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It's really good to go out and meet people so they can tell you what you've done for them.
I've caught Marine Veteran doing some of his the burning on streams and stuff. He does it sometimes live. It's really dope, cool. Man. Yeah, it's really cool as shit. Does a good job. Nice, Veteran. That was good. So let's talk convention though. Let's talk convention stuff, because I think this is a topic we've been talking about. At least we were this morning in coffee. And so there's your streamer conventions, and then there's like your developer side of things, right? So there's like a game convention and streaming events. So PAX, I feel like, is kind of turning into something that it wasn't. I personally I got a little disgusted with it after about like my second or third year. Is like everybody has a card. Everybody goes to these developers and is like, I'm a content creator. I'm a content creator. They're not there to actually enjoy the other, like what these developers have been working on. They're excited to show you their games and their product, and everybody is looking at them with like, how can I use you to grow my stuff? It's like, I think it's starting to hurt the conventions.
Well, I mean, South was, nobody was there. I mean, no companies, because my plan was, just like you said, because I've never been, I didn't know what they were about. And they were like, it's a good place to go to meet people. It's a good place to go to meet, to get your name out there, to meet other companies to get with. Like, that's what everybody told me. So I got my card. I made one of those little papers that shows all my numbers and who I am. I made like a day before I went because I didn't know I was supposed to have one. So I got one of those made, and then I brought all this stuff, and nobody was there. Elgato wasn't there. HyperX wasn't there. Nobody was. Only there was like 2 companies there that I've never even heard of, and I talked to them, and I mean, it literally was just there was a lot of like games there, like computers and stuff for people to play games. I didn't get to walk around to see all that stuff, so I don't know how much was. But I know the big companies weren't there because I asked and I looked as well. There was nobody there, which I thought was very, very weird. But everybody says South is small and it's more of like a hangout. It's like you kind of hang out with people and you just get to meet people. It's more of a social gathering. And then East and West is like way more business oriented, where a lot of people are there, a lot of developers and all this. And I didn't get to go to East, so I don't know. We're going to try to go to West. We're going to try our best.
I definitely have been told that East was a lot more low-key and down from what it has been as well. And that it had kind of like a weird essence about it all weekend. But I think that's something to, like, for people that are going to these conventions and stuff, is to take that into consideration. Like, there's a little bit of respect to go with that, like approaching the developers and stuff. Just don't always approach them with like, what can you get out of them? But like, what can you do for them? What are you looking at? All these new games and stuff. These people are working hard to make these things. It just feels weird.
Yeah. But the thing is you as a content creator, they want to be a part of you as well, though, because even though they're big, like they might be a big company making this game or making this new product, but you as a content creator, you might end up getting more eyes on you than they get on. So if they find like 5, if I get say 1 million views in a month on my streams total, then that's a lot of eyes on them. So if they get me and Sheriff and Jared and whoever else to play their game or to use their product and talk about them, that's a win-win for both people. If you think about it, I mean, that's that's the whole point of sponsorship. But that's a win. So, but when you, like you said, when you go though, you really need to Like when I did get to walk around for like a minute, I saw a computer company called Fluid Gaming. I'll say it. I'm not partnering with them, but they make computers that are specially built, custom built for your needs. It's not made into something like a tank of what. If you want to use it for production, it's made for production. If you want to use it for streaming, it's made for streaming. If you want to use it for gaming, it's made just for that. And they seem cool. I'm hoping they contact me. That'd be dope. And I just love to see what they were producing. I love to see what they made. And I love to see these other companies that had these new gadgets that, like, there was another company with this, like, it kind of looked like a Golux LR, but it was their own streaming software with these buttons. It was dumb, to be honest with you, but it was cool to see because you're like, yo, that's new tech. That's new opportunities that could be coming towards streaming, because the bigger streaming gets, the more cool stuff they're going to make for us to make streaming even cooler and even better. So that's one thing. You want to make sure you get to see all that stuff at these conventions, because that's what they're showing off, is all the new tech. Freaking dope.
So basically what Syko's putting down for people is, if you were at PAX South and you got to see all the cool shit that he didn't because he stood in one place all weekend.
Mad, bro. We gonna fight.
Drop him some links and pictures in his Discord so he can go look at this stuff.
For real, man. I legit got to see 2 companies, and the only reason is because one of them was right beside the mixer booth and one was beside the mixer. One was behind, one was beside. That's the only 2 companies I got to see. But it was worth it. It was a hell of a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
You think they'll ever do like their own convention, like they have TwitchCon? You think they'll ever do like something with Mixer on its own?
I don't know, man. I swear that's what South felt like. South felt like MixerCon. I mean, it really did. I didn't see Twitch people there. It was just an entire, like, you walk in, right when you walk into the front door, it's this giant Mixer sign right at the front. So I kind of think that's what PAX South was. They just don't call it that. But I could be wrong. What do I know?
I just feel
Metro, companies... you say that too, don't you, Metro? I mean, you were there. It's like right when you walk in, it was just this giant mixer. And it was a line of mixer people. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was nothing but mixer streamers everywhere. One turn from the next. Oh, look, there's Queen. There's Tonesy. Like everywhere. There's Metro. Everywhere you turn, there was another mixer partner or mixer streamer. So I kind of think that's what PAX South is.
I mean, when you think about it too, though, a lot, like, if for the last couple of years, if you have all these people that are continually going to the events and trying to get things from the developers and stuff. And it's like, as a developer, you don't have to pay money to move all your stuff. You don't have to move all your people or anything and set up and do all that. You don't even have to do the event. If you just want to get people to show your product off and stuff, they can do all that via over the internet and give people codes and let them in their game. So it's like, I feel like there's definitely somewhere it's got to balance out eventually again, because people love the conventions. They're money makers, but they're starting to feel a little weird. They're getting awkward, I think.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just time. Maybe it's just the way change is, Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. So maybe that's just the route it's starting to go. I don't know, because that was my first, so I don't know what it was like before. I have no clue.
Hey, at least you had a good time with it, though.
I did. Yeah, I had a great time. It was hot as hell in that suit. I mean, I was stupid enough to go to Texas in a freaking suit and tie. It was hot.
I mean, suit and ties work in Texas, right, Metro? Just saying.
I mean, it was hot, bro. They do, yeah. But you see, Metro, here's the thing about you. Your suit fit, for one thing. And you probably get one of those suits that, like, the suits that are, like, thin, that are made for the heat. Mine was a suit that I got when I was about 300 pounds. And it's the only suit I had. So the thing, it looked like I was a little kid wearing his dad's suit. It didn't even fit. You couldn't even see my hands. My shit was too big. My son made fun of how big my suit was. So, but it's the only suit. I'm not rich. I can't afford a suit. So that's all. That's what you got. It still looked cool though.
That's funny.
I understand.
So good.
Yeah.
Next time Metro will take you over to Macy's and show you how to get it done.
Oh no, there's no doubt. Before we go to East or West, whichever one's the next one, before we go there, I'm definitely going to go get me and one that fits, that looks good. That looks a little bit nicer than that one.
You got to go skin tight vinyl.
We're not going that far. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
Bring your book to read too.
Oh no, that's out. I'm not reading no 50 Shades of Grey.
50
Could you imagine, bro? What if I went to PAX West, and I brought a microphone and like a boom box, and I sat in the corner, and I put up a sign that said "Reading with Syko," and I just threw out a book and started reading 50 Shades of Grey right in the middle of PAX West. I wonder how that would go. I wonder how long until they kick me out. I'd have a whole group of people sitting there, man. A whole group of people be watching.
He's reading Clifford the Red Dog, and then all of a sudden that dog is shoving his thumb in somebody's mouth. Yeah,
right. Yeah. That thumb gets shoved in a lot of places in that book. That book is weird, man.
Pie and Anyway,
crazy book.
With a list of games that are coming out, starting within like this month, we've already things are just. I think we got one more week and things are going to kick off hard in terms of game releases. Yeah, right. Is there anything particular this year that you're excited about or like soon?
I mean, of course, Warzone, which I think everybody's just tired of waiting and guessing. Come out with the stupid game already. And if it sucks, I'm going to be pissed. So we got Warzone. And then I'm really excited for Doom. Doom's going to be so good.
Doom's
and
definite.
I'm also very excited for Cyberpunk. I'm hoping Cyberpunk's going to, because they keep pushing it back. So they need to just fix whatever they're fixing, make it dope. Because that's going to be a sick game. What else is coming out? What am I missing?
You going to get Animal Crossing?
I don't even know what that is. All I hear is people talking about it. All I can think is Frogger, but instead of a frog, it's animals.
Final
That's all
Fantasy?
I can think of. I've never played Final Fantasy, but I know everybody says it's really good. Never played it.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah. I might have to try that. Yeah, what else is there? Well, I mean, what's coming out?
Oh man, there's so many. I'm drawing a blank. Like I could have just listed them out, but no, I didn't do that.
I don't know what Animal Crossing. Overwatch 2? I mean, I'm excited for it, but it's literally Overwatch 1 with like a campaign. Like, I mean, it's exciting, but it's not like a game changer, I don't feel like. But you know what I did hear about though? Is they're coming out with an Overwatch on Netflix. An Overwatch series on Netflix. That's going to be dope. They are, yes. Well, that's what I've heard. I could be wrong, but that would be sick.
Well, there you go. I mean, confirmed here. Syko said it. So if it doesn't happen,
I didn't know. I did not confirm anything. You're making up stuff, man.
I got video and audio to prove.
Damn it.
That's how I cover my steps.
That's smart.
I don't know, that Doom, they've been showing some posts, the pictures of like the multiplayer and stuff for it. I am like, the 2016 version of Doom was really good. Played really well. And they said they basically sprinkled like some cocaine on the new one because it's just ramped up to a whole nother level.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they're saying. They're saying it's crazier. I just need more finishing moves. That's what I want. More finishing moves. I know there's like 1,000 in the first one. I want 5,000 in the next one.
Well, we get to play the
full turbo. Yes. I want to play that as well. Hell yeah.
Is it actually coming out?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I saw previews for it like 2 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, like that's some of that stuff. Like, I don't think Overwatch 2 or Diablo 4 are coming out this year. I would give them at least another year. They usually like a 2-year window on Blizzard products when they make an announcement to when they give it to us.
Well, don't announce it. I mean, stop.
Well, they don't really say when. They just say like, no date yet to be announced. But then they're like, in a year, they'll be like, oh, here's alpha and beta. And then another year after that, they're like, and here's the launch. Yeah. It's usually their timeline, but
freaking annoying is what it is. Tell me like a day before it comes out. That's what or you say announcement trailer for this new game and you see it. Like they did Apex. That's what they did with Apex. Apex, they showed the trailer and then launched it immediatly. That's how games need to go.
By the way,
awesome.
Here it is.
Yeah, by the way, you can download it right now. Dude, that's why the servers blew up though. So I guess it's not a good idea.
People started shaking and weak in the knees. Oh my God. Yeah.
I know. It was so awesome.
I was like, how do I uninstall this Apex game? God, get me off this.
I'm rather with you.
If you could change one thing about streaming or Mixer, anything in the culture of it all, what would that be? And if you could keep something and never let it change, what would it be?
Well, I know what I would keep. I would keep the way, especially with Mixer, the community. I would keep the community, have the same mindset that the community has now. Because I know how it's going to be once it starts getting bigger like Twitch. Eventually it's going to turn into Twitch. There's nothing, it's inevitable. Nothing you can do about it. But if there was a way to keep the community wholesome and loving and caring and supportive and amazing and just there for one another and not competing against, oh, I'm going to be bigger than you are, and helping each other grow together and be successful together. If we could make that continue to be what it is now, that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But change something, I mean, if they could fix if Mixer could really focus on making the video quality perfect and stable, it literally would change the game for them. Because that's why a lot of partners have left. They've left because stability, just stability. But the thing is, if you're trying to make money as a streamer, like this is my full-time job. And if people can't chat, or the screen keeps freezing, or it's lagging, or glitches, they can't watch, then they're not going to watch. And then that's money out of the content creator's pocket. And like I said, this is what I do this is how I feed my kids. So, people want to say, do it for the fun, do it for the love. I do it because I love it. But I also got to feed a family, like it's part of it. It comes together. So it's a double package there. And so if Mixer don't get that fixed, man, I really feel like, because it's funny that I noticed, if you ever, nothing against Ninja, but if you ever go to Ninja stream, it literally loads in a second. No matter what, I could be on my phone, I can be on my laptop, I can be on the Xbox, it don't matter. If you go to Ninja stream, it literally loads in a millisecond and never lags, never glitches, never frame drops, never nothing. Literally perfect for the entire stream. And then I know hundreds of partnered streamers who can't even get their stream to work with FTL. And it's like, that to me drives me nuts. And the thing about the front page of Mixer, which I think I'm upset about it, and they literally made the whole front page nothing but women. Except for Ninja. He's still sitting there. It's a women's month. So have all the women up there. But why it looks like a pimp with all his hoes is what it looks like, because it's Ninja all by himself and a bunch of women. Why can't you fill up that whole thing with women? Why can't you do that? I don't understand that. Like I said, I don't want people to think I'm dissing on Ninja. Yeah, like why can't, if they want to put a face up there, put Ewok on there. They brought her over. They made a big deal about bringing her over. She's a great content. Put her in his place. Why have 8 women and Ninja just sitting there? I don't understand. I don't get it.
I mean, you guys, did you see him smile? He did smile. It was behind the mask, but he did smile.
Yeah, I was trying to do the Ninja photo. With the Black History Month. Yeah, it was a bunch of like African Americans or whatever, and then like
Ninja.
Ninja. Yeah, and I'm just like, really? Maybe I'm just I don't know. This is
I don't know. It's if it was a restaurant, and if you can't cook the food because things aren't working, then people can't eat. They're not going to buy the food there. They're going to go to another restaurant. And if your advertisement for new products or new things on the menu isn't there and in people's face, then they're not going to know it's there and they're not going to order it. And it's the same thing with streamers. Like, that's my best analogy just because I'm a chef and that's what I do. But to me, that's how I see it from a business side of things. So
yeah, okay. Saying like you're a chef. I see it. I'm going to kind of say the same thing. You saying like, say your viewers are your customer. Your streamer is your waitress. And Mixer is the chef. So the viewer is saying what they want. The content creator tries to create it, but there's lag and there's hiccups and there's this and that because the chef. So, and that's the same thing as you going to the chef being like, all right, they want a rare steak. And then they end up getting it medium. That's not, and then the people get mad at the waitress and don't give her a tip. You don't get no tip. You gave me, I didn't ask for that steak. I didn't ask for these. You gave me the wrong kind of steak. You're a terrible waitress. When it has nothing to do with the waitress. And sometimes these streams look like shit and it has nothing to do with the streamer whatsoever. And now the streamer's getting penalized because all these people, all your viewers are leaving because your stream looks like doo-doo. Yo, later, twinkling. Have a good night.
I think that just summed that up pretty good. I like that.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
My wife's a waitress, so I get it. I know how it goes.
It's nutty just to see it, but it's good to see and hear. I think for a lot of people, especially because a lot of the viewers are people that are. It's almost like to say, like, I assume everybody streams at this point. Everybody's a content creator. Like, that's just the way it is now. But so people that are aspiring to be or to grow and do more, it's good when you look at a person like Syko and where he's at with his content and everything, and you hear it's not very different in terms of the same concerns or the gripes or the things that he likes and enjoys and the stuff that he loves about the platform. It's all the same. We're all in the same pot. So we just got to find ways to make it all work, you know?
For real. I mean, they'll get better. I mean, you know, I'm being harsh just because it's a major issue, but like I try to tell people, Mixer is a baby. You got, and they're trying to make it Twitch. Twitch is 14 years old compared to Mixer being a 4-year-old. And a 14-year-old can ride a bike a lot better than a 4-year-old. It's because they've learned, they've had time, they failed, they got back up, they made their mistakes, they learned how to ride it right. Mixer still has to fall and get back up. They're still learning, they still got to make mistakes, and they're trying to do things that Twitch hasn't done. They're trying to be creative in their own way. And it takes time. You got to let them mess up. You got to let them figure out their issues. It'll get better.
Yeah. I say on the things that are like out of the box thinking, creative and different, I can say, yeah, I can give them that leeway. But on things that are old hat that have been done for the last 10 years, it's definitely like, all right, come on. This is, you know, no one comes into my restaurant and tells me how to make a certain item completely different because they want to be creative one day that has never been done before. That usually you're going to do it if you know how to make the perfect burger because it's been done 100 times. You're going to just make it that way because it's the perfect burger. So
yeah, but that's if you know how to make the perfect burger. If they don't know how to do the same thing that these other content people are doing, because you know you got to think everybody on staff may have never done what the staff at Twitch has done before. So they all learning too. You know, everybody's newbies. But they'll get it. I mean, it's gotten better. I mean, you've been on here the same amount of time I have since Beam. It's gotten better. I mean, it's gotten way better. They've added new things. They're making it better. They're doing this and that. And it's just going to continue to get better and better for sure.
We got a lot of Beam babies in here tonight too.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Beam babies. You guys raise your hands. You're a Beam baby. We like to see the Beam babies. It's always nice to see people that have been here for 4+ years.
Yeah, we're beamy. We're beamy babies.
Beamy babies.
Beamy babies. Sorry, we should make our little beamy babies that look like us. Sell them. Awesome.
Yeah. That we're a Funko Pop. Syko Funko Pop? What?
Yeah, I've already looked up that. And it's hella expensive. It's $90 for them to make one of me.
Holy
$90.
Jesus.
Nobody's going to pay that. Hell no, I'm not paying $90 for a Funko Pop of my own face. That's no way. That's expensive, man. Jesus.
Yeah. So, while we get closer to the end here, one of the things I threw in for tonight's conversation was like a lot of us we grew up different time frames, you know, and I have, like, for me, a lot of memories back getting on my bike, heading out on the weekends over to my friends' houses. We'd go out and go to Video to Roll or Blockbuster, and we'd rent some new games for the weekend, go get a bunch of junk food, hang out and play video games all weekend, spend the night, chill out, and just have a great time. And like, that's like, it's not just the nostalgia. It was like, man, that was some of the best times ever. And now, I see like a lot of kids don't. I got kids I work with that are 20 years old. They don't even know how to ride a bike. That's confusing as all hell to me. But
yeah, true that.
Like, what's your nostalgic like memory of hanging out with your buds or having like a huge binge of gaming? Like, what was the game? What made it stand out for you? That's like never forgettable.
I mean, this was back when we used to play the NES. The original Nintendo was game. So we'd go to, like I said, Blockbuster or whatever it was back then. I can't remember. There were so many. There was movies and dude, there was a Pick-a-Flick, you know, all these different places. You'd go in and hopefully, oh, please God, have it. Please have it. And you'd walk through and you'd hope they'd have it and you'd look through. No, no, especially if the just came out. If you wasn't there waiting in line, you had to wait like 2 weeks. It was awful. But I remember you'd rent a game and it was cheap as hell. It's super cheap and you keep it for like 5 days. And that was enough time to usually beat it if you had time. And my friends would all come over and we would freaking play Mario Brothers 3, man. I remember when 3 came out, dude, how they made that movie, The Wizard with Fred Savage.
Mm-hmm.
They made that movie as a promotion for Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
And it was so dope. Like, that movie is so good. And when you saw freaking Mario Brothers at the end, you were like, dude, that's a new Mario Brothers. And it did all this stuff that the old Mario Brothers didn't do. And then they released it for the public after that movie came out. And man, we were all about it. The Power Glove, right? The Power Glove, he goes, it's so bad. Y'all remember that part? He put the Power Glove on, he goes, it's so bad. It was the dumbest part in the movie ever. But it was cool. I mean, he drove a car with a Power Glove. It was dope. And you could actually do that years ago. But I just remember renting games and sitting there and playing like Ninja Turtles, man. Getting a Sega Genesis and putting in the blood code. And for Mortal Kombat, you remember the first Mortal Kombat didn't have blood? There was no blood. Did you know that?
I think so. I think I can remember back that far. I just remember playing it on Sega.
Yeah, it was the Sega. The first Mortal Kombat didn't have blood, and you had to put in the blood code, which was ABACC. That was the blood code, and it let you see blood that looked awful. That didn't even. It looked like ketchup. Like, it didn't even look like anything. And you had to unlock. It was so weird, man. But it was so cool because back then, there wasn't blood in games. There was no gory games. Except for Doom. You know, we had
so
Doom
much
on PC.
flack for Mortal Kombat. And the new one's so badass. Like, how far they've come.
Know.
Oh,
yeah, nobody gives a crap anymore. They didn't. Nobody cared. You remember they'd rip his head off. Sub-Zero would rip their whole head off, and it would just. Or was that Scorpion? I can't remember.
No, Sub-Zero could take the head off and the spine would be attached.
Yeah, the spine would be attached. Yeah. And see, when it was so weird because you would do that, and if you didn't put the blood code in, he still did it. It just didn't drip blood. Then you put the blood code in, and all it did was drip a couple drops of blood. I was like, really? Like, that makes it a different game? I don't know. It was weird. But I remember playing Ninja Turtles. That one sticks to me. The first Ninja Turtle game for NES, which was so hard. It is such a freaking hard game to beat. And I remember my buddies we would sit there and play. And what was cool with my dad was, my dad wouldn't buy me another Nintendo game until I beat the current game I was playing. So if I beat that game, then he'd buy me another one. And it was so cool because I was on Zelda for like a year because there was no internet back then. So you couldn't you had to figure all that shit out yourself, trying to figure out the map and everything. Battletoads was amazing That game's hard as hell, though. Battletoads was hard.
Yeah. The first Ninja Turtles was broken. There was a few spots in the maps or the levels that you had to kind of do workarounds to get through it, and they couldn't patch it. They couldn't. It's not like we got nightmare. DLC. Yeah.
Yeah, there was no patching in games back then. Yeah, you got what you got. That was it.
Yep.
I never beat Ninja Turtles. I never could beat it. I couldn't get past this one level where it showed like a sky view, and you walked through the city and had to walk around these moving like trucks without getting hit. And you had to go into these certain buildings and beat the building. I could never figure out how to get out of there. Never could freaking figure it out. But yeah, I just playing freaking Rad Racer with my buddies, watching it, seeing how long you could go with Rad Racer, playing Sight Bike, and just
Skate or Die and California games are my two favorite.
I got both of those still. Skate or Die was so good. I never played the second one, but Skate or Die was so freaking amazing.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
My kids love the retro games. They love playing like NES and stuff. They rather play that than the Switch half the time. I asked my oldest why. He's like, because it's harder. I was like,
it's way harder.
Brought a tear.
And there's no save spaces. Yeah, no saves. If you play the original, if you play the mini though, you can. So, but if you play the original, there is no saves. Die, like Mario, you could spend hours getting to the final boss, and if you die, you start over from the very, very beginning. It's crazy.
That'll cause kids to rage.
Oh yeah, Mega Man was hard, bro. Yo, X Mega Man, that game was a nightmare. That game is so hard. You ever played the like Contra? I love Contra. It's probably one of my favorite games. And then they made Contra 2 or Contra Turbo or something else, and that game was literally impossible. You can't beat it. It's impossible to beat. Like they didn't play around in Nintendo. Super Contra, yes.
Yep.
They didn't play around with games back then. They wanted to piss kids off. They loved it.
Yeah. I think there's videos online of like they made younger generation like around just hitting like preteens and stuff sit down and play old school like Contra and stuff like that. They couldn't even get past the first moving baddie in the game. Like they were like, what do I do? This thing just kills them over and over again. And I'm like, oh, this is beautiful.
And it's less buttons too. You figured it'd be easier. You didn't have as many things to worry about. But no, this shit was hard.
It's too amazing. Well, guys, everybody, thank you so much. We're gonna anything that you want to get out for this week or anything coming up for you.
I don't got nothing this week. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. But we do have changes are coming, ladies and gentlemen. Changes are coming to the asylum very soon. So how soon, you ask? Well, March the 29th. It's a Sunday, which is cray-cray. But changes are coming. And if you want to stay up to date, please check out my social media. SykoPlayz on every social media platform. Make sure you go there. That's where any kind of hint or detail, and you kind of want to look into these little things, those little hints I put. Like you might see something just hidden in the back somewhere. Like, wait, did I just see that? You might see little clues here and there to try to piece things together. But trust me, changes are coming, and it's going to be fantastic. So I hope to see you guys there. It's going to be amazing. Appreciate the interview, man. It was
Warzone. It's like Warzone. Everybody's going nuts.
I'm excited for Warzone, baby. I can't wait. Was that window a hint? No. Look, if there's anything that has to do with that, it's going to say changes are coming. Just so everybody knows. If you see changes are coming, there might be a glimpse of something. You don't know. Maybe not. Maybe so. I don't know.
And of course, it's me, same as well. PoWWarPig. Guys, follow me on social media and my channel. Mixer.com/PoWWarPig. I want to wish everyone a happy week leading into the weekend and go check out, SykoPlayz. He's fantastic, does a great job, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you to everybody, the Shed community, and all my friends on Mixer. You guys are awesome. I love the support, and I wish you all the best. Have a great night, and I'll see you the next time on another Power Hour.
Later.